what's up, family? This is Mia, and welcome to my humble abode. Today, we are going to celebrate the second day of Kwanzaa by completing a quick project on how to create bows out of wide ribbon. So, as you can see, I used this for my Unity tree, and it's a really cool, quick project. So, the materials for this project was pretty simple. Twine that I got from Hobby Lobby, some scissors, and some 1.5-inch ribbon that I got from Amazon with animal print. So the first thing I wanted to do was cut out the strips of ribbon, and I measured them about 20 to 25 inches because I wanted medium-sized bows for the Unity tree. Now if you notice, once I got to the end, it was shorter than all the other strips, so I decided to keep that for a little experiment of making a bigger bow. Next, it was time to cut the strips of twine. So I did the twine about the same measurements, about 20 to 25 inches, because I'm going to use that to not only wrap the bow, but also create a hook at the end to hang it on the tree. Okay guys, so don't make fun of me. I kind of got tired of doing it by hand, so I decided to get a little innovative and use the tip of my drill to help me with the measurements. So that's why you kind of see it on the edge of the table, and I'm actually measuring it across my measuring pad to make sure I got the right lengths, but it made the project go very fast. Alright, so now we're going to deal with the extra pieces of ribbon that weren't exactly the same size as everything else. So this project right here is completely a freestyle. I just wanted to not waste any of the ribbon, so I decided to sew those together by facing the fabrics separate or together, facing together, and then I put clips on the end of it, and then I was going to sew them together so that I can use it as one big piece of ribbon to make the big bow that's going to go on top of the tree. After everything was sewn together, I just pretty much took time out to make sure there wasn't any holes so I can begin the bow. So since this bow was freestyled, it was going to be a little bit hard for me to explain, but I'm going to try to do my best here. So pretty much what you can see is me holding on to the middle of the bow, and what I've later discovered is twisting makes it a lot easier. But what I did was every time I looped it around, I pinched it in the center to make sure everything was held in place. So that's pretty much what I was doing in this one. I was just looping it around, creating a loop, pinching it, putting it under my thumb, and then doing it again over and over. And if you can't really see it, but I also left some spare fabric out at the beginning, and I'm going to leave some at the end, and that's going to represent the end parts of the ribbon or of the bow. Next, it was time to add the twine. So I just chose the center, so I moved the ruffles over to two separate sides, and I decided to wrap the twine right in the middle because I was going to fluff it out once I was done. It took me, I say I wrapped it about 8 times around to make sure it was really snug, but once again, make sure that you keep enough twine at the beginning and also at the end, because as you can tell, I had to tie them at the end, and then that extra twine I was going to use to create a loop to tie it or hang it on the tree. After tying it around, I began to just kind of fluff it out to see how it would look, and it actually turned out really good. I was actually proud of this. So I just been playing around with it, fluffing it out and seeing what's going on with it. and it just looks so cute. In the end, once I was done with that, I went ahead and cut the spare or the hanging pieces of ribbon in an angle just to kind of finalize the bow. Once I did the big bow, now it's time to move on to the small ones. So pretty much same concept. It's a lot easier because you're only doing 2 loops. This was one of the ways that I did it at first. I connected everything at the ends, and then I pretty much made a loop and brought them together. This was not when I discovered the twist method. I just literally pinched it together and held it while I was wrapping the twine around it. After I wrapped the twine about 8 times, I went ahead and tied the bow first, and then I made sure that I created the loop as well. And with the loop, I just did just a simple knot to hold everything together, and then I just cut the excess twine off. Make sure that you make the hole big enough, but not too big, so that when it gets on the tree, it's not drooping down, but it's also not hard enough to put on the little branches. Finally, I prettied up the ends like before, and there you go. The bow is done. Now, just to show you the technique that I learned that made it easier, I'm going to show you again. But this time, I'm going to twist the ends before I loop them. Now, twisting them actually made the process a lot easier, and I was able to move a lot faster because I didn't have to worry about the loops or the ribbon popping out every time I tried to loop another space. So same concept, I just twisted before I put it under my thumb, which held everything together, and then I wrapped the twine around it about 8 times, and I completed the bow after that. Same concept, just did a little twist before I looped it. So there you have it. The concept is pretty simple. As you can see, I did a ribbon in each animal print and thought it was pretty amazing. After everything was done, I went ahead and put that on the tree. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. If you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and that like button. It helps us out a lot. And join us for tomorrow's video on our next DIY project. Peace.